I'll start with you, Marty. Just when you kind of look at all the snow this week and just think about 2 years, 3 years from now, when you guys have this facility, how exciting is it to see what you guys can be able to do kind of during this ban? And are you kind of already envisioning ways to use that facility when the weather's like this?
Yeah, I think when you think about player development and the things that we're able to do with the addition of a facility that will allow us to do a little bit more classroom stuff, bring us together as a team where we can see each other every single day. You can't get better than that.
And for both of the players, does that just add that much more excitement to the season when you guys really have something before the season to kind of look forward to, and shows that they're finally kind of putting in the resources to make this a great program?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to make it that much easier too. Everybody's really excited about the new facilities and everything, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people put a lot of work into it, especially Marty's been working for this facility, and we're grateful for the opportunity. I mean, I'm not going to get to playing it, but our young guys are really excited for this opportunity.
Coach, I know you're really excited about the new faces you have in here. This team struggled a little bit more than you probably would have liked last year in non-conference play. What leads you to think that this might be different here in 2019 as you open up against St. Mary's?
Well, to start with, I really like how this team has come together. When you line up from starting at catcher, and you go start at catcher and you look through the middle of our infield all the way out to center, we return a very good defensive team. Sitting right next to me, I have a shortstop. I had one error in Pac-12 play last year. That's a pretty good start. And then the addition of Garrett Goldsmith in the middle of the field has added a personality that we needed. He's a real baseball player. He is great to be around. He knows what he's doing. His communication skills are at a high level. And then you look out in center field, and I really believe that Danny Sinatra is one of the top 2 to 3 center fielders in the whole league. And so at least when you come back and you bring that back, you feel very good about that being your start. We haven't been outside for a couple weeks. And so one of the things you think about is, what's it going to be like when we're outside and getting a fly ball and a ground ball. But that's the things that we've talked about, is that they're not ground ball poor. They fielded plenty of ground balls, and they're ready for it. It's just, we're tired of being inside, and we're ready to go play somebody else.
You've got AJ on the mound Friday afternoon. Have you thought at all about who's going to start those other 3 games against the Gales?
Yes. Kai Bush, freshman, is going to start the 2nd game, and then Dylan Steen, junior college transfer from Spokane and CSI, is going to start the 3rd game, and then Hayden Rosenkrantz will start the 4th game.
Andres, you're going to see 2 good arms in Walchuk and Millam. Just what do you remember about them from last year, and what stands out?
Yeah, I mean, they're great pitchers. I remember facing them last year, but we're just really developing a plan to face them, and just stay within ourselves. We know we have the hitting, and we have a really good team to go out there and get some wins.
Coach, you've worked with a lot of good teams around the country, Oregon State, Oklahoma State. How will this new facility help you guys compare to what maybe they have over there?
Well, the commitment to this program by adding those facilities, it's a commitment for our, Kirk Schultz and our athletic director and our fans and our alumni and our donors to see the vision of what this can be here at Washington State. We're just really excited about it. As you guys know, there's a real history here to Washington State in regards to baseball. I would argue that there's more history in this sport than there is any other sport, and not to, there just is. And so this facility's been a long time coming. We hope to celebrate every player that's been through here, every coach that's worked on this facility. There are coaches prior to when I got here that helped get this thing going. They need to be thanked for that too. Like Andres and AJ, they probably will not get to play in it. But what's exciting is that they're happy for the next group. And these guys are 2 of them that help set this in motion so that, they could leave this place better than when they got here and celebrate for the future that's coming in.
And Dylan Plew was an important piece last season. How has he grown in the offseason? What do you expect from him this year?
Dylan is he's a good baseball player. We've moved Dylan. He's able to play. He started at second base his freshman year, moved to third base last year. We've moved him over to first base this year. And he still has the ability to play all those positions, but we think it's better that Cody Colton, the freshman, will start at third base, and then having Dylan over at first. I think now we've got a plus first baseman playing that position, and he's always had the ability to find a way to get a hit, and so we're planning on leading him off, and keep on rolling with him.
Oh, one last thing. AJ, how do you feel about the pitching rotation this season?
I'm very excited about our rotation, especially because we got a lot of new guys this year. But the most exciting thing about that is everybody seems like they're ready to go right away. There wasn't a whole lot of adjustment period in the fall and even early spring. Especially the freshmen, they seem like they're ready to get on the mound and ready to make a difference right away, and I think that's going to make us very good this year.
One thing I'll add to that, when you start talking about, how it feels, how is it going to be any different from the start? When you look at our pitching staff and what we got to face this fall as hitters, that really helped us because we're now face the guys that we're going to face in the spring. When you're getting ready to face a guy like Wolochuk, who's 92 to 95 miles an hour with 2 other pitches, that's tough if you've never been able to prepare that way. And one of the things that this pitching staff's been able to do is prepare us. We've got all velos, right and left, different arm angles, different speeds, kids that pitch with power, kids that pitch with a little bit pitchability. So I think that will definitely help us.
Coach, your ERA last year was 5.66 overall. Who do you want to lean on this year to try to improve that number and help your pitching rotation overall?
Well, this is the first guy right here. And I think what I like about our pitching staff this year is that I see a lot more strikes. I see kids who are able to throw second and third pitch for strike or not when they don't need to. I see a balance. We haven't been very consistent in the past 3 years as far as identifying starters, and you're the starter the rest of the year. I think we have that opportunity now where we can have some consistency from week to week, not trying to find out, we'll move one guy from the end to a start or start to the middle. I think we've got a pretty good idea of what that's going to look like, and with playing 4 games series early, it'll even give us a better chance to do that. But we've got, can I look over on the right-hand side, Davis Bailey's made tremendous gains. I think our kids feel that when Davis gets in the game, he's going to get some outs. He's a strike thrower. He's able to throw a couple pitches. He's mature. He's been in those battles. Zane Mills, you guys are going to hear his name quite a bit, at a Lincoln High School in Oregon. We think he's going to be very, very good. Trent Sellers, Connor Barrison, Owen Leonard, who's a transfer from Everett Junior College. Gives us a little older look, somebody who started a lot, but right now we see him at the end, not that he couldn't move to the front or middle, but we feel like we can get through 6 innings and be able to match up left, right, power, pitchability better than we ever have.
You mentioned a large influx of new faces. How does that change the dynamic of this baseball team?
The dynamic?
Team chemistry. How's it?
Team chemistry is, you'd have to ask these guys, but I think it's the best it's ever been. These guys have done a great job in the classroom. They've taken care of business, outside of baseball, and it's allowed us to be very good on the field. I can't remember a practice this fall where there wasn't energy, there wasn't a will to get better. And it starts with when you have kids like AJ and Andres and Dylan Plou and Robbie Teal and Danny Sinatro. There's some leadership, things that get taken care of that the coaches don't have to. And that is a great feeling as a coach.
Any questions on the phone line for these guys?
Yeah, hey, Coach, this is
Go ahead, Stefan.
This is Stefan Levy with the Daily News. You mentioned a couple of the starters at different positions, and I was wondering if we could kind of go through the positions and maybe mention who you think is going to be at different spots. Starting, I guess, with first base, you mentioned Plu there. Who do you see backing him up?
Well, we've got another freshman, Kyle Manzardo, a left-handed hitter out of Lake City who played with Cody Colden on the same team. So I can imagine, Kyle's dad was a coach there. Losing those two guys on the same high school team is pretty tough. But I think Kyle Manzardo will be one of the best hitters to ever come through Washington State. I think he's very good. He's made improvements at first base. I feel like I could start him at first base at any time, but for what we have right now, Dylan will play there, and I'll end up moving Dylan third a little bit, maybe Cody to, shortstop here and there. But Jack Smith is also another first baseman that is able to play second, third. He's kind of our super utility person that we work out with all the time. And I look at second base. Garrett Goldsmith is our best second baseman today. Grant Delapi is moving around. He's able to play third, short, second. We're actually working him out in the outfield as well. And then Andres he's my everyday guy right now at shortstop, and I feel like Cody's going to be right behind him if we need to move it in any way. And then Cody Colden, a freshman, will start at third. We've got Jack that can play there. We've got Grant that can play there. So that's kind of what the infield looks like. So we move out to the outfield. Colin Montez will get to start out in left. Got some ABs last year. Colin has made tremendous strides. He's was hurt quite a bit last year, and so it never allowed him to really get the most out of his freshman year that we'd hoped. But he's done a great job getting better, getting stronger. And then Daniel starting center, and then Brody Barnum, who was a two-way player for us last year, will start in right. And right now we're just planning on him hitting and playing right field. Kobe Blunt's out right now. He's been hurt for a few weeks, but we expect him back in the next couple weeks. But Kobe is another freshman that I'm really high on. He's a very good outfielder. He is, when I look, he also has the ability to catch. One time we planned on him being our number 2 catcher, but then got hurt. So Anthony Nataro and Bradley Polensky are backing up there right now. But Kobe has another, a chance to help our team a lot this year as well. And then Robbie Teal will start at catcher.
All right. And then, obviously missing a couple players from last year that, we want to, as baseball players, move around. I was wondering if you could mention what happened to Justin Hare and Mason De La Cruz from last year's squad.
Justin Hare was drafted in the 35th round and decided that he would go play pro baseball. And then Mason De La Cruz decided to go to a junior college.
Gotcha. And, a question for AJ. How does it feel for you personally to be one of the veterans on that pitching staff now? And what are some areas, maybe you personally and as a pitching staff, you've hoping to see some strides this year?
I'm really excited about this pitching staff. Being an older guy, it was kind of interesting to see the freshmen step in, but again, like I said earlier, they came in ready to go right away, and that was very impressive. So I think that kind of fueled the fall as far as competition goes and everything, and I think it made our pitching staff and our hitters a lot better because of that. So I'm excited to see how they do, because I think we're all kind of ready to face different hitters and different pitchers at this point. So
for sure, yes.
And then for either of the players today, obviously tons of snow recently. Have you guys as a team done anything in the snow, just messing around or anything like that, or you guys kind of just waiting for it to go away?
No snowball fights, no snowman competitions. We've we've talked a lot mentally. That's one of the things that we have been able to do the last couple weeks is develop plans and really attack the mental game as much as we can. Andres, did you
No,
do
we've
anything?
been. No, there's no way. We've just been inside, the hitting cages. Today we have a late practice, and on the bubble, so hopefully we can get some throwing in, some ground balls, and get a lot from that.
All right, thanks, guys.
Anything else on the phone line for these guys?
Coach, it's Chaz. How you doing?
Chaz, how are you?
I'm good. Hey, you've been around the league a long time, and it's way before league play. Has it ever been better? I've been reading a lot about how the Pac-12 is the best league in the country this year, better than the SEC, reigning national champs, all that stuff.
The league is always very competitive. I see a lot of older teams that have got some pitching back. They've just got a lot of people back, and as far as if it's good every year. I can remember years in the middle 2000s that I'd say it every year: has the league been any better than it is this year? And that's what's great about this league is that year in and year out, you're going to face great competition, and you have a chance every year and for us, it's going to be the surprise year. I mean, I'm really excited about this group. There's not a lot of people who think that we have a chance of being good, but we know what's in this locker room. We know the grind we've went through for the last few months. The energy is as high as it ever has been. And so we're just excited to get down and start playing.
Thanks, Coach.
Go ahead, Theo.
Yeah, for Marty, your son's in the program this year. Obviously, your wife is the director of operations. What's it like to have the whole family involved in this program? And then does baseball talk ever stop when you guys get home?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's and don't forget Jake, the bat boy. He's going to make an announcement at some point. This is probably going to be his last year. He's going to retire. But he'd like to be 1 year with Brandon. Brandon plan on redshirting him this year, and he's made tremendous gains just as regards to his strength. But we've got kids in his spot right now that are going to play a lot more. For me personally, to say that this isn't a dream come true for your son to be playing for you. If he was playing for me on a high school team, that would be the dream come true. But have an opportunity to be around him every day, I think it's worked out really, really well. I've been around a lot of coach and with sons on the team, and typically it goes very well. Rob Walton and Donnie Walton were together out at Oklahoma State, and Coach Casey and his son Brett were together at Oregon State. It's a great time, and believe me, he knows that he's got to get better, or somebody else will pass him.
Any other questions for these guys?
Just going for you, AJ, it's non-conference play just in baseball. I've heard it's one of the best times for a team to bond and come together. This is your third non-conference rodeo, that 2-week trip. What do you like best about this time of the season?
Getting things rolling, first of all. Just finally being able to get out there and play a real game against, not our own guys, but being on the road too. Something about being in a hotel room with just the team and everything, and just focusing on baseball for a couple days in a row, and getting after it is really, my favorite part. So.
And then Anders, for you, just a lighthearted one. Looks like you're wearing a new white lid there. The social media accounts tease some new uniforms. Are we going to get a chance to see that hat at all this year? And what do you think about the new digs that you guys have?
Hopefully, it's all up to Marty. I really
usually
like this
one hat guy.
But yeah, we have 2 sets of new uniforms.
Yeah, a couple, yeah.
And they're really nice. I'm excited. I really wish we can wear them this week, but we're gonna have to wait probably 2 more weeks.
Mm-hmm.